straight wins. It's the new look, explosive Steeler offense with all-purpose rookie Cordell Stewart adding yet another twist. In a moment, the Steelers face a struggling Browns team. First, let's check in with Greg Gumbel. Mile day in Cleveland as we get ready for the Browns and the Steelers in what could be the finale for one of the NFL's most significant rivalries. Pittsburgh on top of the AFC Central at 7-4. They are in command of the division, while Cleveland at 4 up, 7 down, going through a dismal season on and off the field. And this the scene here in Cleveland with heartbroken fans reacting to the departure of the Browns to Baltimore. 2 hours ago, a rally in Public Square in downtown Cleveland. Emotions certainly expressed prior to the next to last home game of the season for the Cleveland Browns. Hi, everybody. I'm Marv Albert for Dick Enberg, along with Paul McGuire and Phil Simms. And Paul, along with the problems that are taking place off the field for the Browns, on the field, you look at this club, 3 straight losses, 6 of the last 7.
Well, Bill Belichick told us yesterday, there's just too many distractions on his football team. The only refuge that this team has is going to Berea, where they have their training site. And the players go there, nobody can bother them. When they go home, when they should be looking at their game film, studying what's going on at hand today, they can't do that. Everybody in the nation's calling them all over the place. They have no chance to concentrate on a game at hand.
And Phil, Vinny Testaverde is back as the starting quarterback, coming off the excellent second half a week ago.
Well, it's kind of ironic. Going into this season, the fans and the media around Cleveland thought he was going to keep the Browns from going to the Super Bowl. Today, they asked him to come in, make some big plays, something he does very well, gets the ball down the field, try to excite the Cleveland players, and also, more importantly, to get the fans behind this team, because that's really the only chance they have to win.
And for Pittsburgh, Neil O'Donnell has emerged as certainly one of the most effective quarterbacks in the NFL.
Well, Neil O'Donnell can do it any way you ask him to do it. Last year, let's run on 1st and 2nd down, throw it on 3rd down, Neil, and pick up the 1st down. This year, we need more points, more yards, spread the field. He's doing that, throwing the ball very well, but most importantly, more passes, less interceptions.
And the Steelers back on top in terms of defense in the NFL, but there's a new twist. Suddenly, a very creative Pittsburgh Steeler offense.
Yeah, they're scoring an awful lot of points, Marvin. And one reason they're doing that, too, is the young man by the name of Cordell Stewart. This guy is, is really active for this team. Not only does he run with the football, does he throw with the football, but he's also an excellent receiver. They're on the 3 wides, you'll see Cordell Stewart in the slot.
The Steelers have won the toss, and they will receive Bill Cowher, who has many ties here in Cleveland, a one-time Steeler assistant, one-time backup linebacker for the Cleveland Browns. Strong ties, as I said. Telling us yesterday the first house he ever bought was here in Cleveland. His first 2 daughters were born in Cleveland. Ernie Mills awaiting the kick. Across the 25 and stumbles his way across the 30-yard line. A 22-yard return. It's Sutter on the tackle. Here comes Neil O'Donnell, the AFC Offensive Player of the Week. Justin Strelzik still starting at left tackle, playing for the injured John Jackson, although Jackson is available today. Newberry, Dawson, Stye, and Searcy up front. Eric Pegram having a terrific season. John L. Williams hampered by a knee problem. Thigpen with 59 catches, 3rd in the AFC. And Cordell Stewart, the man they call Slash, comes in as the extra wide receiver. And this is Pegram. Good second effort. And then the ball was jostled. Apparently Pegram able to hang on. Footman and Adams on the stop. As you look at that Cleveland front 4, Burnett, Gold, Footman, Pleasant leading the Browns with 8 sacks. Banks, Johnson, and Caldwell, the linebackers. Antonio Langham bothered by ligament problems in both thumbs. Griffin on the other side. Moore and Adams, the deep men. Tim Jacobs comes in the nickel. 2nd down and 9 from the 33. And O'Donnell to the flank. He has John L. Williams up at the 35, met by Caldwell and Griffin.
Kind of interesting on the first play today, the Steelers bring in Cordell Stewart, put him in the slot, and the Browns immediately go to man coverage and blitz Neil O'Donnell. I wonder if that's going to be the game plan today, to play man coverage on Cordell and blitz when he's in there.
Cordell Stewart, who has emerged as a three-way offensive threat. Oddly enough, as Neil O'Donnell was telling us yesterday, there were 2 additional plays added by the Steelers the day before the game. Mills on the reception out to midfield for the first down. He picked up 14 on the play.
Well, Cleveland has a hard time matching up with all these wide receivers. All you're going to see right here is the Steelers come down and run their patented route, slants to the inside, and Tim Jacobs, you're going to see him trying to defend the pass, not able to get in front of it right there. Good throw by Neil O'Donnell.
You know, when you take a look at it, Neil O'Donnell told us, there's Jacobs there trying to defend the pass. He can't. Neil O'Donnell says, when I split these guys 5 out, that puts 1-on-1. He says, all I have to do is find the open guy.
And Stewart remaining in the slot to the left. And now in motion. And comes around on the reverse. Looked to be a mix-up. It's caught by Pegram. Picked up just a couple on the play. Pepper Johnson ran him out of bounds. I don't think that was one of the new plays that was devised yesterday by Bill Cowher.
Well, you know what happens here? When you see Neil O'Donnell, the mix-up is in the backfield. And Neil O'Donnell, I don't know, Cordell was a little late getting around. Maybe he was supposed to come around and get the ball, I think, Phil. And he just throws this up like a jump ball in basketball. And here, Eric Pegram picks up the ball and still picks up a couple yards on the play.
Well, right there, what they were trying to set up is make Cordell Stewart the decoy, but Cordell was not quite in the flow of the play right there. Runs it, and Neil O'Donnell should go around him.
Not quite in the flow of the play.
It was a little late.
A second down and 9 at the Cleveland 48. We're just underway. No score from Cleveland. Pegram trying to pick his way, but cut off. Could not make the turn. Anthony Pleasant able to ride him to the far side.
Good job of penetration again by the Cleveland Browns front. Looks like they're going to be very aggressive in these passing situations and trying to get up the field to stop this Pittsburgh running game. What's the defensive line of the Cleveland Browns right there? Good job of Anthony Pleasant. Spread the ball, pushing it to the outside, makes the play, push Pegram out of bounds.
You know what I really liked about the play is if you look at Don Griffin, number 28, who was the corner, came up and just took the guard out, knew he couldn't make the play, so he takes the guard out and enables everyone else to make it.
It will be a 3rd and 10 at the 49. And O'Donnell going deep over the head of Yancey Thigpen. Covered by Stevan Moore.
Oh, Phil, he had Thigpen wide open.
Had the perfect play on right there against the 2-deep zone. Yancey Thigpen finding a big hole. Watch right here. You're going to see him come off the line. He's going to break to the outside. Really no defender around him. Neil O'Donnell just a little too strong with the ball early in the game.
And a punting opportunity for Ron Stark. Keenan McCardle is back. He just did get it off and took a shot. McCardle with the catch at the 15, and a flag is thrown. The referee is Dick Hantak. It was Benny Thompson making the move in the direction of Ron Stark.
This will not be a running into the kicker. I mean, they hit him solid. This looks to me like it would be the major penalty with the first down. Because remember now, on 4th down, if you just run into the kicker, it's only a 5-yard penalty, and it's still be 4th down.
I'm not saying I'm a lip reader, but I thought I saw Dick Hantak say 5-yard penalty.
Did he?
So we'll see what.
Lip reading is good, Phil. You picked up everything else. I can mark the ball.
Running into the kicker, number 37. Penalty is declined. First down, Cleveland.
Well, when you run into the kicker and knock him down, there's a difference to me between running into the kicker and flattening him. All right, take a look at the kicker. Stark gets the ball up in the air. He had to pull it away. Here goes Benny, and he hits it with an elbow. I'm sorry. That should be the major penalty.
Benny Thompson playing with a broken wrist. But it did not stop the move on Ron Stark and the Browns to the offense for the first time as they start out from their 15 with Vinny Testaverde back at quarterback. Off the roll. Airs it out, and it is intercepted. Willie Williams, the right corner, on the interception. The pass intended for Andre Rison.
Well, what happens here, Vinny Testaverde does not do a good job of leading the defense. It's a too-deep zone. He does not see Willie Williams out. Here's Willie Williams up right here. He's going to drift back. Andre Rison in the slot is just going to run right out into where Willie Williams is. Vinny has got to see the corner right there. Look in front of the receiver. He does not seem. Fine play by Willie Williams jumping up and taking the ball.
You know what I really liked about Willie Williams on a play is he had the man on the outside and left him because he knew he had help deep. And once his man went beyond him, then Willie Williams just went back and read Testaverde, makes the play. Outstanding defense.
And guys, remember Testaverde threw 8 interceptions in his 3 losses to the Steelers last year. For Williams, his 4th pick of the season. Pittsburgh from the Cleveland 24-yard line. And again, Pegram is stopped. Eric Pegram met by Rob Barnett. And Pegram not able to get going here at the start.
Well, let's take a look at the interception again. Here you're going to see it going out. And watch Willie Williams just goes up right there. Andre Rison has got to see the corner. Has got to try to jump up and be the defender there. Knock it down if he has a chance.
Well, it kind of looks like here that Andre Rison, the ball is a little bit high for Rison. I mean, he's not really tall anyway. But the ball was high in a way. Willie Williams just played ball. He played center field.
Willie Williams in his 3rd year out of Western Carolina goes just 5'9", 180 pounds. O'Donnell able to complete. He has the tight end, the rookie from the University of Washington, Mark Bruner, met by free safety Bashad Adams. Adams making his 2nd straight start, what with the injury to Eric Turner.
I wonder if this is catching Pittsburgh Steelers by surprise. Cleveland very aggressive on defense. Last week they played zone against the passing attack of the Green Bay Packers. They moved up and down the field at will. Today very aggressive, playing a lot of man coverage.
It's a 3rd and 7 at the Browns 21. 5 minutes in, 1st quarter. Johnson in motion. O'Donnell. It is caught down at the 15 by Thigpen. Yancey Thigpen. Stopped by the combination of Caldwell and Johnson. It is right at the marker.
If it's on the line or over the line a little bit, it's going to be a 1st down by the nose of the ball. You know the interesting thing you just said about the Cleveland Browns playing a lot more man, Phil?
Right.
And we were talking to Belichick yesterday. Okay, when you go to nickel and dime defense, nickel is 5, dime is 6. He said, we only have 5.
Yeah, I mean, on 3rd down situations, they are going to be in trouble. When Pittsburgh comes in with 5 wide receivers, they really can't play man coverage and blitz because of that. So you'll see a lot of zones on 3rd down.
Oh, I missed it.
Paul, that is the first one all year you've missed.
I said it had to be over.
And I can vouch for him. I hate to say this, but in the previous 2 years we worked together, I can't recall. And I'm just so pleased to see that he has missed one.
He's human.
Thank you, Father Trey.
Which has been in doubt quite a bit, but you are human. Steelers 4th down a couple inches. I think there's no doubt with their running game and the offensive line they have in this situation, they're going to go for it.
O'Donnell is 5 out of his first 6, 29 yards. Pittsburgh and Cleveland are scoreless with 5:10 gone by in this 1st quarter.
Quarterback sneak.
Yes, Neil O'Donnell picks up the 1st down, covered up by Carl Banks.
I love the quarterback sneak when you window dress it, Paul. You know, you send the guy in motion, you get everybody spread out, you do everything, and the defense is going, yeah, right, okay, bring that quarterback sneak.
You're not faking anybody out. They're all standing there still waiting on you, but they made it.
So the Steelers 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Pittsburgh with 4 straight wins. They come in leading the AFC Central by 3. They come off the come from behind, the dramatic come from behind win last week over Cincinnati. And the give to Pegram. Trying to get outside. Change of direction, but tripped up. Brought down at the 20 by Rob Burnett. Got a piece of Eric Pegram. It'll be a 2nd down and 16. Well, we'd like to welcome those of you who just saw the Bengals beat the Jaguars by the score of 17-13. Marv Albert with Phil Simms, Paul McGuire in Cleveland. Also, a welcome to those of you who have been watching Miami and Indianapolis.
16 at the Cleveland 20.
Tough to figure out what is going on with the Dolphins.
Better lose it.
Thanks, Paul.
You're welcome, Mark.
And on the 2nd and 16 at the 20, a timeout is called. We'll be back in Cleveland in a moment. 17 remaining, first quarter with no score, and we are joined on the sidelines by Jim Gray. Let's go to the field to Jim.
All right, thank you very much, Mark. Well, today is a very emotional day for both the Browns and Steeler fans. In fact, there was a caravan of cars this morning from Canton, Ohio, in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Both Steelers and Brown fans coming together. They are all wearing a lot of these armbands today. Were passed out 78,500. You have fans on both sides who really hate seeing this rivalry come together. And one of the downsides of this ending is that the police are out in full force today, and riot gear is here in the stadium. Mark?
All right, Jim, we resume with a 2nd and 16 for the Steelers at the Browns 20. O'Donnell, bit too high as Charles Johnson took a shot.
Defended for Charles Johnson.
Brings up a 3rd down and 16. The key play here in the first quarter for those of you who may have just joined us. An interception. Vinny Testaverde's first pass in making his return, picked off by the right corner, Willie Williams, to give the Steelers the ball back. And it's led to this drive. 3rd down and 16 at the 20. Cordell Stewart is back on the field. And the pass to Stewart battles his way to the 15 short. Way short of the first down as he was met by Rashawn Adams, and they have an animated conversation.
Yes, they do. Really a good job right here. Look at the blitz by the Browns. Cordell's got a sight adjusted, take it out to the flat. Good tactic by the Browns. 3rd and long, blitz, make them throw short, make the tackle.
Here you look at Cordell, you see the coverage is right there. He catches the ball, the coverage is there right now, and these guys are just flying. You know, you talk about Adams and the defensive secondary of the Browns, linebackers, they're flying all over the place.
It is a 4th and 11. Norm Johnson with a 33-yard field goal attempt on a man who leads the NFL in scoring. The line drive just over the crossbar. So the Steelers with a 3-0 lead here in Cleveland.
Toyota Corolla. We're looking forward to tomorrow.
Welcome back to Cleveland Stadium. Pittsburgh on a 33-yard field goal by Norm Johnson with a 3-0 lead. Yes, certainly a difference in the kickoff return game of the Browns with the departure of Randy Baldwin and Eric Metcalf. You're looking at Ernest Biner to the left. Ernest Hunter, the rookie from Southeast Oklahoma State, is back with Biner. And the kick by Johnson. Biner takes the drifter out to the 20. He loses a tackle as he works across the 25-yard line. Dr. Jones on the stop, a 14-yard return, and we'll be right back. It was meeting for the 2nd time within 14 days in what can certainly be the final chapter of the storied rivalry. It was back Monday night, November 13th. Browns beat the Steelers at Three Rivers Stadium. Browns back to the offense. They had one shot at it, and Testaverde was picked off. First down from the 27. And to the ground for Horn. Horn coughed it up. The Steelers have recovered. 2 plays and 2 turnovers.
Yeah, you come in the game, the fans are fired up, the Cleveland defense is playing well, and what do? 2 turnovers in 2 plays. Right here, you see Kevon Henry making a hit there, and Myron Bell sticking his helmet, knocking the ball out. Willie Williams making the recovery.
I mean, you know, you have 2 plays, an interception and a fumble, and here it comes. Watch this hit. Henry comes in, hits the ball with his arm, knocks it out. Along with Bell. Bell's the guy actually that knocked the ball out, and then Williams gets it. Wow, Williams, interception, fumble recovery, go home. So he's had enough.
He's on a record pace.
And what has made it even worse for the Browns, 15 of the 20 turnovers this season have come here at home. O'Donnell going field for the completion to Fitzpatrick.
What a throw by Neil O'Donnell. They call this the skinny post. He drops back. The defender's on the outside. Watch right here as you're the quarterback. He drops back the pass. The safety's in the middle of the field. He's going to set and throw it to the inside. The defenders behind Yancey Thigpen. You cannot stop that play.
Boy, it was so pretty to watch him look at the safety sitting there in the middle, and as soon as he saw it, he knew exactly where he was going.
Leroy Hoard. Leroy Hoard has had a disappointing season. Gives it right back, put it on the ground. 21-yard hookup to Thigpen at a first down at the 12. Van Morris in the backfield. As O'Donnell throws, touchdown! The rookie tight end, Mark Bruner, beating Pepper Johnson and Stephon Moore.
What a throw by Neil O'Donnell. The defender never has a chance. He never turns around. O'Donnell sees that, throws it right over the top of the linebacker for the touchdown.
I mean, this is absolutely perfect pass. Here's Bruner. Watch where he leads him over top of the defender, and no chance for Pepper Johnson. I mean, that's a mismatch. Pepper on the tight end, but O'Donnell where he put the ball. And O'Donnell was limping when he went off the field.
Took a late hit from Rob Burnett. I was surprised it wasn't a penalty.
Mike Johnson with the point after attempt. And O'Donnell throwing his 10th touchdown of the season. 8 of 10, 67 yards, and a touchdown. Leroy Hoard coughed it up with the Browns having the ball twice offensively, turning it over on both occasions. An interception and a fumble, and it has cost. They trail 10-0. 6:43 to go in this first quarter. The Steelers with a 10-0 lead on the Browns. Guys, look at this total. Well, look at that, first of all. The interception to the field goal. Fumble leads to the touchdown. But Pittsburgh has had the ball for 16 plays. Cleveland over only 2 plays, and both were turnovers.
You know, you don't have concentration. We talked about it at the beginning, but I want to tell you something. In order to beat this, I think it's probably the best team in the AFC is the Pittsburgh Steelers right now. And to get behind, you can't catch this team.
Biner and Hunter are back. Ernest Biner taking advantage of a big hole, runs it to the 40. A 28-yard return. Deion Figures involved on the tackle. A look at the Browns offense. Things have happened so quickly for the Browns, we haven't been able to set who's on the field. Jones, Williams, Everett, Dahl, and Brown up front. That is Orlando Zeus Brown at 6'7". Vinny Testaverde, the quarterback, back in action as the starter. Biner and Hoard, the running backs. Rison, Jackson, Kinchin are the receivers. And Keenan McCardle comes in as the extra wideout. Last week against Green Bay, Vinny Testaverde replaced Eric Zier at the start of the second half and led the Browns to 2 touchdowns. Both passes to number 81, the man in motion, Michael Jackson. Hoard. So they get it right back to Leroy Hoard, who's able to hold on to the ball, stopped by the free safety, Darren Curry. Sarcastic response from the crowd on the announcement that it was Hoard who carried the ball. Henry, Buckner, Seals up front. Brenston Buckner has been playing for Joel Steed, who is now back eligible after the suspension for 4 games for violation of the NFL steroid policy. Green, Kirkland, Ravati, Lloyd. On the linebackers, Eric Ravati for the injured Chad Brown, who is sitting it out because of an ankle. Second down and 5 at the 45-yard line. Again, Hoard took a good pop, able to hang on, and fell forward for a couple.
You know, when I look at this Pittsburgh Steelers, we saw them last Sunday, we saw them in Chicago. Phil, I don't know if there's a team on defense that can pursue as fast as these guys do. They have tremendous speed. Ray Seals gets down the line of scrimmage, 97 from the other side. Watch who knocks Hoard back. See 97 coming in? Look at this. Bam! He's right in the play. He was on the other side of the field when he makes the play.
When you're trying to go outside on the Steeler defense and you cut back, you can always expect pursuit. That's why Ray Seals was in there for the tackle.
It's a 3rd and 4. The Browns at their 46-yard line. They're trailing 10-0. 5 minutes left. First quarter. Testaverde with the time. Drilled it in, but it's incomplete. McCardle not able to hang on. He was covered by Carnell Lake, who was certainly a target at left corner right throughout last week.
Well, last week they played a lot of man coverage and really put Carnell Lake in some tough situations. Today it looks like they're going to play some zone. I think that's the best thing they do on defense. They're all sitting around right there. Carnell Lake, good job of reacting to the throw.
And Tom Tupa in to punt for the first time. Andre Hastings in his third year out of Georgia, is back among the leaders in the AFC in punt returns. Lets it go flying. Took the bounce right down at the 1. Let's see, did it get in?
No, the officials didn't wave it in. It's going to be Pittsburgh ball inside the 1-yard line.
A beautiful 53-yard punt by Tupa and a bounce in his favor. So the Steelers will start from the 1. Right here, let's check in with Greg Gumbel. Greg?
All right, Mark.
These Pittsburgh Steelers in Pittsburgh. They spot the ball at the 2. Well, the Steelers start out in a hole. O'Donnell to the ground. Van Morris, the ball carrier for the first time. Van Morris, who scored 3 touchdowns last week against Cincinnati, stopped by Pepper Johnson.
You know, the one thing about the Cleveland Browns defense right here, Phil, I hope you agree with me because it's going to be very astute, I can tell you. If Pittsburgh takes this ball and goes 99 yards against this team, it'll break their back totally in this football game. They have to stop Pittsburgh here. I mean, for the rest of the ball game.
I mean, when you get a team backed up like this, their play calling, their list is shortened. The Cleveland defense has got to take advantage of that.
Second and 9. And O'Donnell incomplete, intended for Thigpen, who was covered by Griffin. It'll be a 3rd and 9 from the 3.
Well, right there, that illustration, it just shows you the first couple games, Mike Tomczak and Jim Miller, their quarterbacks, all the interceptions. Neil O'Donnell comes in, they keep the offense wide open. Look at all those attempts and only 3 interceptions.
Neil O'Donnell, a guy who can certainly be labeled as an efficient quarterback, rarely picked off. He has the first down. Thigpen covered by Griffin, picked up 11.
This is what really kills you, though. You got him 3rd down and 9, Phil, and you let him out.
Really an excellent job by Neil O'Donnell right there. If you looked at that replay, he was looking to his right. Nothing is open. He turns around to his left, and he finds Yancey Thigpen on a delay route. Working inside, goes back out, finds that little soft spot in the zone for the first down.
You know what I like about the way they were running and seeing the games we watch about Pittsburgh? When they need 3rd and 9, Marv, they're at 3rd and 9 or better. They don't run 5-yard patterns to pick up 9 yards.
Well, that's Ron Earhart. He believes get to the first down marker.
Stopped across the 15. Rob Burnett on the tackle.
Tackle is made by Rob Burnett.
Now, the one thing I look, Stephon Moore that time comes up, number 27. What's happening is these safeties are coming up and taking on linemen, which are enabling the linebackers to make the play. Problem is, they're not covering anybody down the field.
Well, that makes me worry. They're being very aggressive in the secondary, trying to tackle the runners. I would look somewhere along the line, a play-action pass to go deep.
Or a little reverse.
Second and 9 at the 16-yard line. Just under 3 minutes left. First quarter. And O'Donnell does go deep. The catch made by Thigpen. The question is, was he inbounds? Yes, he was.
Oh, man, what a throw and what a great catch to the outside.
Yeah, just watch the quarterback again. He's going to look down the middle real quick, freeze the safety. Stephon Moore throws it outside, really the only spot he can. High over the left shoulder. Good job by Yancey Thigpen reaching back.
Question is, watch his left leg. Is that get in? No, his right leg. They're both in. He's dragging. Perfect. No problem.
And it's good for 25 and a first down at the 42-yard line. What a season for this guy. Yancey Thigpen, not the fastest wideout, but can catch the deep ball. Across the 45, stopped by Pepper Johnson. Once again, let's check in with Greg Gumbel.
All right, Marvin.
All right, Greg, 2nd and 6 as we pick it up back in Cleveland at the 46-yard line.
Cordell Stewart's at quarterback.
And it's Van Morris on the carry. So Cordell making a quarterback cameo. Larry Webster involved.
Well, they just kind of I'm sure they're setting something up for later, putting Cordell in there, and you expect a trick play. Here he is at quarterback. If you're the defense, you said, oh, it's got to be a reverse, some type of pass. Cordell's going to run it, but he just hands it off.
You know, yesterday we were talking to Antonio Langham, and we said, I just looked at him, I said, how much time does the defense have to spend on Cordell Stewart? And he looked and he shook his head and he said, a lot, a lot.
And now Cordell in the slot to the right. Cordell says he's happy as long as he keeps that number 10 on the jersey. He doesn't want anything in the 80s at this point. The pass intended for Stewart.
Well, that was a different look right there from the Cleveland Browns. Since they only have 5 defensive backs and the Steelers bring in 5 receivers, they countered with just 3 down linemen, the rush the passer, trying to put more people back in the secondary to stop these short passes.
We had a nice chat yesterday with Cordell Stewart, and then he showed his good hands and his quickness by cleaning out all the buffalo wings that were catered for our production meeting.
Well, he believed in an old saying, if it's free, take 2, and he took about 10.
Keenan McCardle lets the punt fly over his head to the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 20-yard line. 54-yard punt. Well, Tuesday night is jam-packed. First, all-new wings and news radio, and then a full hour of Frazier. A must-see Frazier. Niles' wife kicks him out, and now he is Frazier's roommate. That was NBC on Tuesday.
We know Cordell and Justin Strozak will be watching Wings.
Wings, that's right.
They ate about 12 pounds of them yesterday.
Yes, Justin, the starting left tackle, also prepped for today's game by doing very well at our production meeting last night.
Yes, he did. And we said, thanks for coming by, Justin. He hung around for about 35 more minutes, packing up food and beverages, sticking them in his back pockets and his belt.
Hey, the man's from Buffalo. The guy has got to feed himself, man.
There is Justin Strelzik. Browns start out from their 20-yard line with 58 seconds left. First quarter. Steelers up 10-0. Testaverde completing to Horde at the 25-yard line. A short pickup. Eric Ravati, the man who is playing for the injured Chad Brown, made the stop. Eric Ravati in a second year out of Penn State. It's only his 3rd game this season.
I think we said it earlier, Paul. We're talking about Pittsburgh. Last year it was Blitzburgh, and they told us in the preseason they're going to do more of it. But we have seen, and this game shows it again, when they play conservative, just play their zones, they're much better.
Look at the differential number of plays because of those 2 turnovers. Horde on the second down, and 3 is shy of the first down as this first quarter is rolling to a conclusion. Joel Steve making his return involved on the stop. So it is Pittsburgh with a 10-0 lead on Cleveland. 1 quarter complete here at Cleveland Stadium. You are watching the NFL on NBC. Second quarter, Marv Albert, Paul McGuire, Phil Simms from Cleveland, Vinny Testaverde, and the Browns on offense. They have really been on offense thus far today. We were chatting with Vinny after practice yesterday, and he said that Steve Crosby, the offensive coordinator, told him Bill Belichick feels you're playing well, but there's been no spark to the offense. That led to the benching.
Yeah, and Vinny, what did he do right after that meeting told by Steve Crosby? When they had the team meeting, he says, to heck with this. He just went on home and spent the rest of the day there. Okay, did not take any phone calls from anybody.
And Leroy Horn has the first down. Ironically, up until the benching, probably this was Testaverde's best season in the NFL.
Well, he admitted it yesterday. We asked him that, or I did, and he says, I said, was this your best year? And he says, by far. He was very excited about the way he was playing, but I think the situation was here in Cleveland. They thought they had a Super Bowl team. They got nervous. They lost a couple games, and they just wanted to spark the team. And where else do you do that besides the quarterback?
And I'll tell you what happened right after this play.
Paul promoting his own stories. Yes, he does. Yes, Paul.
Busted play. You know, the thing about it is in preseason, Eric Zion had a great preseason. But the one thing that we all know about preseason football, Marv, is that you don't really play. You don't play to win preseason football games. You want to see in situations you play basic defenses. You want to see what these guys can do in certain situations. Now, this young man in preseason had a great preseason. The place loved him. Look at the comparison of what he did. 109 rating in preseason, 58 here. It's a big difference when you start the regular season.
2nd and 12 off that busted play.
Run.
Minor to the left. trouble again. Able to get it away in the direction of Rison, but Kevin Green was coming and put the pressure on.
Yeah, it's a good illustration, too, of what Vinny Testaverde can do, and they haven't been doing the Cleveland Brown offense. He avoids the sack, gives them a chance at third down there. Kevin Green, when you match a tight end against him, Brian Kitchen, you do not have much of a chance of blocking him for too long.
Well, that's the truth, because we talked to Cincinnati tackle last week, and he said he's one of the toughest guys to defend against as a tackle. Now you're going to put a skinny tight end on him?
It's a 3rd and 12. Browns from their 29. Testaverde able to complete for the first down to Keenan McCardle, who beat Carnell Lake.
Excellent job by Vinny Testaverde and Keenan McCardle. Having patience and waiting until the last second. Vinny sees the coverage, knows where he has that man coverage, and Keenan McCardle does a good job of going down and making a tough catch.
It's a total mix-up in the defensive secondary because Carnell Lake didn't know where to go. He's looking around at someone else, at Biner and other people, and McCardle just comes in the middle of the field. It was wide open.
Carnell Lake making the transition from strong safety to the left corner. 16-yard pickup. Ford trying to make the turn. Hit from behind. Gain of 4 on the play. Myron Bell, the strong safety, came up to make the tackle.
Leroy Horde thinks he gets a face mask here. Does he get one?
Yes.
Yeah, there's Bell. That's face mask. And there's an official standing. Look at the back judge standing right there looking at it. Terry Seaman, the head officials, he was up here, wasn't he? Get him back up here. I want to show him this replay.
Yeah, I like what you said, Paul. He said, "Oh, you guys you're doing all right." High praise from you.
Paul always with inspiring words to NFL officials. 2nd down and 7. Floater that is caught for the first down by Michael Jackson. And he was covered by Carnell Lake.
Now this is an excellent read by Testaverde. He sees one-on-one coverage on the outside. You've got the taller man, Michael Jackson, on the left-hand side. Look at Testaverde. Looks out there, sees the one-on-one coverage, bam.
Yeah, good job by Testaverde, knowing he had single coverage on the outside. For the first time today, Pittsburgh, you can see the inside backers coming on a blitz. Nobody out underneath the receiver. Good throw and catch.
9th play of the drive. First down for the Browns at the Steeler 44. 10-0 Pittsburgh. 3-8. 2nd quarter. Spinning his way for the first down. Leroy Horde. Ball down by the free safety, Darren Perry, but he went for 14.
Well, the thing about Leroy Horde is when he goes so far and he decides he's going to turn it upfield, watch him get his shoulders square to the line of scrimmage. And when he does that now, he's going to make that move, and it's very hard to stop him. He sees the opening, makes the move, picks up 14 yards, and an awfully nice spin move.
Leroy's been playing hurt most of the season, has not had one of his better years, and he comes off an all-pro campaign. First down at the 30-yard line. Biner with the big hole, and a flag is thrown. Biner makes his way to the 25-yard line.
Pittsburgh thinks that Biner fumbled the football, but the official said he is down, but there is holding to stop a great drive. A great decision by Coward. You see that?
Take the penalty?
Take the penalty.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
Holding. Offense, number 61. 10-yard penalty. Repeat the down. First down.
The question is there a penalty? Now, one of the officials, the umpire, is throwing a flag and not looking at the ball.
Let's watch the center, Steve Everett, right here. They call him for the hold. Well, you really can't see it too much right there. But that's one of the favorite plays, and that did look like a fumble.
That's a fumble. They pulled the ball out. You're not down yet.
Penalty called on the center, Steve Everett. Sends it back to a 1st and 20 at the 40. The tight end, Kinchin, in motion. Testaverde almost intercepted. That was over the head of Biner, and Carnell Lake had a shot at it.
Marv, you're absolutely right. If Carnell Lake looks at the ball and it slowed down, he might have had it.
Well, he was coming up to knock Biner into tomorrow, whatever. But what really caused that right there was Greg Lloyd from the outside made Vinny. Watch Greg Lloyd makes him throw before he's ready because he knows he's in trouble, and Ernest Biner never gets a chance to turn around.
Well, Vinny, who picked off earlier by Willie Williams. Once again, a very quiet time for Andre Rison. It seems when Testaverde is on the field, Rison does not see the ball. Not the case when Eric Zier was in at quarterback. Second down to 25. Turning his way inside the 35-yard line.
Well, you know what you're talking about, Rison, and what happens with Rison. I think Vinny put it in perspective. In Atlanta, when you've got that spread out offense, that shotgun stuff that they use down here, Phil, you run undisciplined patterns. You just run, you get open wherever it is. Now here, when you're in a system where you have to run a 15-yard out, you're supposed to run a 15-yard out. Problem with Andre Rison, he runs about a 10-yard out. They end up getting it intercepted or throwing a bad pass.
Not caught a pass in the first half. Third down and 14. McCardle in motion. Testaverde able to complete to Jackson, but a short pickup. Randy Fuller on the tackle.
Well, I mean, here you are. You're 3rd and 14, and this is what I talk about. Pittsburgh, when they're 3rd and 14, at least they run a 12 or 13-yard pattern. Here you're 3rd and 14, and you run a 4-yard pattern.
Well, Pittsburgh pretty smart right there. What they did, they blitzed. They wanted Vinny to get rid of the ball a little quicker because on 3rd and 14, when you blitz, they want you to throw it short so you can tackle it.
4th and 11. Matt Stover comes on to attempt from 48 yards away. 21 of 24, having a solid season. Flags are thrown. Stover's kick not good. But there are penalty markers down.
Well, there's penalty markers way down here, so the clock might have run out because they're in the end zone, and that's the only call they can make from there. There's that too many guys. Illegal participation, that means 12 guys on the game?
12 men on the defense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat the down. 4th down.
Remember Bill Cowher back in Pittsburgh, and he had 12 and he didn't. He only had 11. I'll tell you what, look at Bill.
Let's see.
How can this be?
He's upset about it. Let's see if we can count them. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
one in there,
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Well,
more important is there a camera in sight.
What's that, Mark?
I say more important is there a camera in sight.
Yeah.
Here's a photo.
It's coming down. Don't worry.
So now it will be a 44-yard attempt by Stover. 9.5 remaining in this first half. And Stover with the second opportunity puts it through. Matt Stover from 44 to put the Browns on the scoreboard, and Bill Cowher is still upset.
He's looking for somebody. Who's the 12th guy in the field? That's what he wants to know.
9:22 to go in the first half. Pittsburgh up 10-3. In this first half, 10-3 Pittsburgh over Cleveland. Ernie Mills is back as the deep man as Matt Stover will kick it off, and Bill Cowher still thinking about that penalty for having a 12th man on the field that led to the extra kick by Stover. Here's Mills straight ahead. Strong return by Mills. He took it for 32. Louis Riddick on the stop. We'll be back in Cleveland in a moment. Welcome back to Cleveland Stadium. It is a sellout, but this game was sold out back in September, although it appears that most of the crowd is on hand. Cordell Stewart is back at quarterback. Neil O'Donnell on the sideline.
I would look for some type of option play maybe now.
Pittsburgh from the 39-yard line. Off the play action. Stewart completing to the tight end, Bruner. Well, Cordell Stewart, the rookie from Colorado, completing to Mark Bruner, who was stopped by Stephon Moore.
Yeah, the one thing about Cordell Stewart, if you're wondering, folks, about the third quarterback on the Pittsburgh Steelers, the third quarterback is Jim Miller. Cordell Stewart is listed as a receiver, not a quarterback. That's why he can come in and play. Neil O'Donnell can come back in again. Mike Tomczak is the backup. He can come in. But if Jim Miller comes in, then Neil O'Donnell nor Mike Tomczak can come in the ballgame.
Well, once again, we're seeing the Steelers expand and his package. Every week we see new plays with the Cordell Stewart package when he comes into the game.
There's a pickup of 8. Second down and 2. Again, Cordell Stewart operating at quarterback and is forced to take a timeout.
Well, let's go back and look and
get this right.
Calls? Okay, let's see if I can count this out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. How about that, Paul? 12 people on the field. That's what enabled Cleveland to get the 3 points on the board.
I'll tell you, this is what happens to your special teams coach, Bobby April. Bobby, listen, Bobby's looking around saying, well, I'm trying to find out who that guy was, coach. And as soon as I find out, look, there's the guy with the 2-mile chin. I mean, would you like to stop that right there, please? Could you have him look at you like that? Oh, that is scary.
He is steaming.
Is he ever? Whoa!
Well, they say fear works in the NFL, and I think that look right there has a little bit of that on it.
Whoa. So we will resume with 8:24 to go in this second quarter. You know, it's a real advantage for the host city of a game like this one to have a Goodyear blimp providing aerial views that highlight the downtown area. That's what the card says, guys.
They're highlighting the protests downtown, which is really nice.
Goodyear blimp Spirit of Akron hovering over Cleveland. Second down and 2, and Van Morris has the first down. Pepper Johnson made the stop.
That is the first 2 yards rushing for the Pittsburgh Steelers in 10 tries. They are now a +2.
Pepper Johnson there making the stop. It was interesting talking to him yesterday. He was quite upset when this move happened. He lost his TV show, Pepper's Place, and you know, he was enjoying doing that show, and immediately when they announced the move, they said, well, Pepper, we got bad news. Your show has been canceled.
He had to hear it on the radio. The show's canceled. Well, they didn't want to tell him face to face.
The sponsors pulling out when the announcement was made regarding the move to Baltimore. Will O'Donnell is back in there, able to complete to John L. Williams. Pepper Johnson on the stop. I'm wondering, guys, have the Steelers actually violated the spirit of the emergency third quarterback rule by carrying Cordell Stewart, although you can say many teams have used defensive tackles as a blocking back in short yardage. Many teams use players at a variety of positions, but it seems to be different at quarterback.
But he's listed on the roster as a receiver / quarterback, so he comes in as a receiver. That's what he usually plays.
Second down and 3. Van Morris. The ball carrier, Rashawn Adams, made the stop. Of course, you can list other guys as receiver / quarterback and get away with that call.
Yeah, but he is a legitimate receiver on this football team. He is the on a third, on what, 3 wide. He's a slot guy.
He's a 3rd wide receiver right now, the Pittsburgh Steelers. So it's just them taking advantage of their players and using them in different situations, and I commend them on it.
It'll be a 3rd and 1 at the 41. 10-3. Pittsburgh with the lead over Cleveland. Stewart. Cordell Stewart stopped short of the first down by the outside linebacker Mike Caldwell.
Tell you, Cordell Stewart, we know he has tremendous speed. In the 40, he's 4.3 plus. This guy can move. The problem with Cordell Stewart is when you're not used to running from that position that often, you've got to make sure you get the first down. Here's the handoff inside. Watch this run. Get your head down. Go sideways. Get that first down. Caldwell, the linebacker, was there. I don't know. I mean, if I'm the Pittsburgh Steelers, I got to think about going for this if they don't make it, because they haven't gained much on the ground at all.
Well, right there, Cordell, he ran like a quarterback, Paul. You know, you got to know it's 3rd and 1. You got to maybe stick your head in there just a little more and fall forward. He did not do that.
You know, Pittsburgh with the quarterback sneak has been their best play, gained the most yards. Here it comes, Neil O'Donnell. They're going to go for it. I don't blame him.
Well, on the ground, the Steelers have rushed 12 times, only 5 yards have been picked up. It is 4th and less than a yard.
You know, I thought I was brilliant in the Chicago game, Phil, when they came in and it was 34-33, and they lined up like they were going to go for it instead of kick the extra point with less than a minute to go into overtime. And I said, well, the reason he did that was to force Chicago to take a timeout because they had 2.
Right.
We talked to Coward. That's wrong. They were going to go for the 2-point play.
So you mean you're telling us you're not brilliant? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
No, that's the only mistake I've made this entire year, which has been crushing to me.
But it was, I did enjoy your opinion there, though.
Phil, there have been signs of humility that have come through here in this first half.
You have to admit the mistake.
Mills in motion, and the quarterback sneak once again for the first down. Neil O'Donnell picks it up.
Really pretty good surge right there by Dermontti Dawson and Newberry inside and Brendan Stye. You're going to see Neil O'Donnell just take it. The defensive lineman, the Browns, going down, but all he needed was a couple inches.
You see what Neil did? Neil tried to get lower than the defensive lineman, but the defensive lineman was already on the ground, and he tried to go underneath him. Watch Neil O'Donnell. Now watch the defensive lineman. See how far down the left of the screen? Look at Neil. Now he's trying to get underneath.
He's part groundhog. He's going low.
First down at the 39. O'Donnell throwing the long ball. Beautiful catch by Thigpen. And he is just short of the goal line. Rashawn Adams with the tackle and took him out of bounds.
Well, that just says everything about Neil O'Donnell. This play is supposed to go to the strong side. Watch, he's going to go back. He looks to his right. He knows he's got the coverage on the back. He hit Yancey Thigpen, and what a throw in between the corner and the safety. And Yancey Thigpen showing once he catches it, he knows what to do with it, heading for the end zone.
Well, he got no help on the backside is what they were looking for, and Don Griffin never got back to help out the safety.
Excellent job right there, Yancey Thigpen, keeping the safety for Sean Adams inside, gave him plenty of room to go outside.
Picked up 37, second down on the 2-yard line. And Bam Morris not able to get in.
Well, I tell you, that last play, the play before the pass play, just illustrates, I think, the new Pittsburgh Steelers, Paul. They're on offense. They're explosive now, especially in the passing game. Neil O'Donnell looking down the field, and they just continuously make big plays in the passing game.
You know, the one thing, Phil, too, about the offense, and you touched it right at the beginning, is that they really stretch the defense now. I mean, you really don't know where to go.
It is a second and goal down at the 1. Second down coming through. Bam Morris for the touchdown. That is his 8th of the season.
Just follows John L. John L. Williams goes in, number 22, and Bam comes in right in behind him. Here goes John L. He jumps up, makes the block. Bam jumps up, gets on his back, and in they go. You know, I don't know why John L. was jumping. I mean, John L. should just stay there. He's trying to get the linebacker.
Really a good job right here. And Bam Morris, for Ron Earhart, the offensive coordinator, he's becoming his new Sam Cunningham. He had him up in New England. They get down inside, give it to Bam, let him jump over the top.
Bam Morris, a guy who's had a back problem. He was overweight earlier in the season. This coming off a very strong rookie season. So with 4 minutes and 4 seconds left in the first half, it's the Steelers opening up a 17-3 lead on the Browns.
You know, these Tostitos are baked.
Get out of here.
Really?
Bam Morris enjoying that score a moment ago. Last year, very strong rookie season. Started 6 games for the injured Barry Foster. Ran for over 800 yards. Second to Foster. 3rd round pick last year out of Texas Tech. Bam Morris. Biner and Hunter back deep. And it is muffed by Hunter. Able to find the handle. And then is toppled over at the 17 by Darren Curry.
All right, now in Pittsburgh, where he had 12 men on the field, and Cleveland missed the field goal. Well, this made field goal here. I'm not going to count them for you, but folks, take my word for it. They only have 10 on this play. That's another reason why Cowher was after Bobby April. So, you know, another thing, if you've got too many on, you're better off having too few, I think.
Yeah, well, I think they went to the same school you went to. So if you have 12, you want to get to 11, you go to 10, something like that.
Yeah, you take 2 off.
Yeah.
You know what's scary about this as I observe the two of you? That Phil is beginning to understand what you're saying. This is unbelievable.
That's a good point.
Well, they start from the 17. Tommy Vardell is on the field. In the backfield, Testaverde with the time and throws deep over the head of Andre Rison. That's the first time that he's looked for Rison was covered by Williams.
Well, right there, Vinny really played it kind of safe, and it was a good thing because Andre Rison is well covered. You're going to see Willie Williams. He has deep safety help, so he does a good job of staying to Andre's outside. Now look at that. If Vinny made a good throw right here, Willie Williams been right in position to make the interception.
Did you see with Willie Williams that was just, if you just watch his head, he was watching Rison the whole way because he knew he had the deep coverage, and he just followed Rison. Where you're going, I'm going. I'm your shadow.
2nd down and 10 at the 17. Just over 4 minutes to go first half. Bynum in the hole. Out across the 20, stopped by Bill Johnson. In the conversation we had yesterday with Pepper Johnson, he was talking about Rison. He said, you know, during preseason, I thought Andre would be a big plus, but when the games began, it seemed that all changed with the $17 million contract. Andre's production so low. He said, guys actually became annoyed and jealous. And it's quite evident.
Well, that a couple reasons. First, when you start losing, you look for reasons why. They go, well, he's making all the money. He should be making more plays and helping us win football games.
3rd down and 7. A jump pass completed to Bynum. And he has a first down across the 30-yard line. Jason Gilden on the stop. It's a 12-yard advance.
Yeah, this is not the primary target, as we'll see Testaverde going back, and he's just looking to go right now. And he sees Bynum, sees the linebackers pull off, and when they do that, he just dumps the ball to Bynum, who is wide open.
Yeah, he jumped because he saw that pass covering defensive lineman Winston Butler right there ready to hit him.
Timeout has been taken by the Steelers with 2:41 left in the half. Out here in Cleveland, there was a question as to how many no-shows. Well, there's somebody with a bone to pick, I would have to say.
Wow. That hurts.
Contention.
Yes.
Right through
the no-show count will be noteworthy, but well, this is a game that was sold out back in September. First down at the 33, you saw movement and a flag. Testaverde off the double pump, intended for Rison.
Kevin Green was offside. He moved. The defensive lineman moved. And Green was gone, number 91. But now they did the offensive lineman move.
Offsides. Defense, number 91. 5-yard penalty. Repeat the down. First down.
You know, I love it. One of the other players said, hey, they moved. And Kevin Green, the guy that was offside, knows. He knows that they didn't move. But
Paul, I begged those officials for many years. They never listen.
And the Steelers have had problems in the penalty department this season. They've averaged better than 8 per game. Bill Cowher was telling us last night he could understand the penalties before the snap. But after the snap, a different situation. So goes a subtracted. Bynum makes the catch right at the marker. Myron Bell, the strong safety on the stop.
I think what he was saying, the ones before the snap, we have to stop those. The offsides, the encroachments, those type of penalties. The one after, he can handle those because the players are being aggressive, getting called for penalties that way.
That's the point I was attempting to make.
The most scary, I understood you.
Yes. And Bynum had it, not able to hold on, and is ruled incomplete.
You know, the other thing about it is that we ask him, he says, you know, what can you do and what have you done? And Bill Cowher said, well, we addressed it.
Yes.
And I got that perfect. I understood that. You know the scary thing when you said Phil is starting to understand things I say, Mark? You know that last week's game, which one was it?
Yeah.
This is our 3rd in 7 days. Oh, in Dallas. No, in Cincinnati. I said something. He says, you know, 3 times I was going to say the same thing before you said it. And that's really scary.
Well, you know, they say the same thing about people who've been married for a long time.
Wrong. That's wrong.
Well, Paul is kind of cute.
It is a 2nd down and 10. And on the draw, Bynum got the call. Greg Lloyd with the tackle. 2 minutes remaining in this first half. We'll be back in Cleveland in a moment.
Did you ever notice how many
degree night here in Cleveland as We close it on the end of this first half, and coming up at halftime, we'll be sending you to our New York studio. Greg Gumbel, Mike Ditka, and Joe Gibbs will get you caught up in all the action from this 13th week in the NFL that's coming up at halftime. Marv Albert, Phil Simms, Paul McGuire from Cleveland with the Steelers in command, 17-3. It's a 3rd and 8 as we resume. Cleveland from their 46-yard line. You can see the movement as the flags are tossed. The completion for the first time to Rison. Andre Rison. Carnell Lake on the start. Andre Rison is hearing it from the crowd. He had some critical statements to make about the fans earlier this weekend. A number of Browns players wanted to make it clear they were not aligned with Andre in terms of the opinions.
Well, another thing about Andre.
Defense number 91. Penalty is declined. Result of the play. First down.
That's the penalties that Bill Cowher's talking about. When you see 2 times in a row now, you get green offside. Or 2 out of 3 times. Here he comes. He's gone. He's off. He pulls his other teammate off. The thing about Rison, he's making about $300,000 a catch right now.
And a first down at the 43. Minute 50 left in the half as Testaverde throws deep. Incomplete, intended for Jackson, who was covered by Fuller and Perry. What Rison said earlier this week, he lashed out at the fans for the booing last week here at home, saying that I'll be glad when we get to Baltimore. Baltimore's our home. And he did not like the fact that fans were booing the Browns last week.
Well, that will endear you to the fans. Talk about, I can't wait to get to Baltimore. And, you know, it's been a rough year so far for Andre Rison. He said if he came in and he wasn't catching the ball, he would be happy as long as they won. Well, he's not catching them, they're losing. So he's voicing his frustration.
Second down, 10. And the catch is made in front of Carnell Lake. Keenan McCardle on the reception.
See, here's where I think take a timeout. You're going to go into 3rd down. Yeah, they did. Thank you.
Timeout. Cleveland.
It'll be a 3rd and about 3 coming up. The start of the telecast, Bill Belichick saying we no longer have a home field advantage here at Cleveland Stadium.
No, they really don't. If you take a look at the touchdowns allowed in 94 in 8 games, that's the full schedule here, 7. And with 6 games, they already have 12. You know, there's just total lack of concentration, and you don't need the players to go attacking the fans. These fans are upset. They're upset with the front office, with the people moving this football team. And the players can't understand, well, why are you mad at us? We didn't have anything to do with it. Well, you're part of the package, and that's what the problem is. They're hurt, and I can understand where they're coming from.
Minute 34 remaining in this first half. It's a 3rd and 4 at the 37-yard line.
That's it.
And Biner on a track short of a first down. Kevin Green made the stop.
Can you believe that play?
Well, they were trying to catch the Steelers off guard, but the Steelers had everybody bunched up inside. Looked like it might be a blitz. Right there, when that happens, you've really got to get out of the play, check out of it, go to something that has a chance of working.
Now you got to go for it on 4th down, and I guarantee you they're not running.
4th and 3. Jackson left, Rison right. Testaverde. And it's caught by Rison for the first down. Willie Williams on the stop, and again, Andre's hearing it from this crowd as a timeout is taken by the Browns. Steelers have used all their timeouts.
Excellent job right there of Vinny, just picking up the first down on the outside to Andre Rison.
Reminder, next week, right here on NBC, it's an AFC West match and the Raiders.
Well, we'll be there. We're going to get there a little late. We have to go to Notre Dame first, Phil and I. We'll be there Saturday, and we're going to be there to watch this game. And it's a return of Phil Simms to Oakland. He's never been there, have you?
Never been there. No.
That's right. It's a return. You've never been there.
You are going to Notre Dame for any specific reason?
No, just going to Notre Dame. No, we're going to a dinner. Are you kidding?
Giving out awards up there. All right, first down at the 31-yard line. Testaverde able to find the wide open Ernest Biner. Now the Browns have 1 timeout remaining.
Plenty of time. Now there's no reason to hurry. The 10-yard line, 40 seconds to go in a timeout. Just take your time.
Well, they move.
And Testaverde fires it. Here's Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson with his 7th touchdown reception of the season. He caught 2 last week against the Packers.
Good job of having composure by Michael Jackson and Vinny Testaverde, taking their time, catching the Steelers before they're ready to get set on defense and taking advantage of it.
Boy, you're right. They had plenty of time just to take your time, and that's exactly what Testaverde and the offense did, and they got a touchdown.
Randy Fuller slipped, fell down, and Michael Jackson able to make the catch. An 11-yard touchdown play. And Stover puts it through. So with 31 seconds left in the half, the Steelers now lead the Browns 17-10.
But really the play that led to the touchdown was Vinny Testaverde hanging into the pocket and dumping it over the middle. Here's Ernest Biner. He's just going to check out over here. And what happens is it takes so long for the defensive line of the Steelers to get to him. Look at Testaverde looking around. Look at Ernest Biner in the middle. Nobody there. Good job by an experienced veteran quarterback of having patience and waiting.
Michael Jackson on the outside. The thing here is that Fuller falls down. Watch it. Here's Fuller goes down on the ground. The play might have been stopped. They would have been in position. The Michael Jackson sees it, heads to the end zone. But I like the fact that Testaverde is standing, and they really have not had a lot of pressure on Testaverde.
Look at Michael Jackson to the outside. Now watch Randy Fuller. For some reason, well, he just slips and stumbles right there, but there was no reason to be real aggressive because he could have just knocked him out of bounds in that situation.
And Vinny Testaverde with his 13th touchdown pass of the season. He's been picked off only 5 times, including the one here earlier today. So 13 plays, 83 yards in 3 minutes and 33 seconds, and the Browns are back into it. And Stover will kick it off. Ernie Mills is the deep man, but Stover puts it on the ground, and it's picked up by the tight end, Bruner. Bruner on the return, and we're down to 27 seconds left in the half.
Well, you just take a knee here because, first of all, the Pittsburgh Steelers, they have no timeouts. But the other thing is, we watch these guys. They do spectacular things. They're at the 40-yard line or 35-yard line. You may want to try and do something.
You know, I'm going back to Cleveland's offensive series. I sit up here and watch the whole thing, and never did I have the feeling that they were driving towards a touchdown. It just seemed unorganized and nothing was happening, but the play to Ernest Biner sparked them and maybe put them back into the game.
From the 34-yard line, the Pittsburgh Steelers just running out the clock. So that will do it for this first half, with the Steelers leading the Browns by the score of 17-10. The Browns able to get back into it with that late touchdown drive capped off by the pass from Testaverde to Jackson. Now to New York, and Greg Gumbel with the Domino's Pizza NFL on NBC halftime report.
Steelers 17.
Over the Browns. Obviously, Brown fans are all shook up. After all, we are close to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame here in Cleveland. We'll be sending you to New York after a word from the NFL and your local station. Welcome back to Cleveland. Marv Albert, Paul McGuire, and Phil Simms with the Steelers up by 7, 17-10 on the Browns at halftime as we check out the Coors Light halftime statistics.
Well, what stands out right there, Pittsburgh, 161 passing yards, only 8 rushing. You would think they were the team that was behind the whole first half. Instead, they were ahead. So that just shows you the way they've changed, the way they run offense in Pittsburgh. Pass first, run second now.
And 10 points on the takeaways. But the thing about it is, when you look at Pittsburgh, if they stay just in their basic defenses, Mark, and don't try to get too fancy, they play better football. And that's what I expect them to do in the second half.
And the quarterback stats in the first half. O'Donnell, 12 out of 16, 153 yards. Testaverde, 11 of 18, 105 yards. Let's check in with Jim Gray on the field. Jim.
All right, thanks, Marv. I spoke to Bill Cowher as he came out after halftime. He said he was very calm with this group. He apologized to them for making some mental mistakes that he felt he and his coaching staff made, particularly on the field goal and at the end of the half with the touchdown. He told them, guys, everything they've gotten today, the Browns, we've given to them. We can handle this team without any problems. Just don't make any more mental errors, and he'll try not to as well. Marv?
All right, Jim, and the Steelers will kick it off to get this second half underway. Norm Johnson getting ready to kick to the combination of Ernest Hunter and Ernest Biner. A late score by the Browns, putting them right back into it. Kick from Johnson. And here's the rookie Ernest Hunter on the return. Crossed the 20 and took the hit as he moved across the 25-yard line. Jason Gilden, Darren Perry combining to make the stop. So the Cleveland Browns will start out from the 27-yard line. They have been reacting right through the day. Protest rally earlier in the day here in Cleveland, protesting the move to Baltimore. To start the second half as he finds Rising, and once again he is greeted by the crowd.
Yeah, the crowd gets excited every time Andre Rising catches a pass, but right there the Browns did something a little different. Nobody in the backfield. A page out of the Steelers playbook. Spread them all out and throw the short pass underneath.
I don't know what he's going to ever have to do to get the crowd back in his side, but I don't think after what Andre Rising said, there's just no way.
Well, he'll be in Baltimore soon, so he's not worried about this Cleveland crowd.
On the 2nd and 3, getting near the marker. And seeing all the signs around the stadium here on Friday, as you guys know, here in Cleveland, a glimmer of hope for Browns fans with the Ohio judge issuing that preliminary injunction blocking the Browns from moving to Baltimore until a trial is held in the city's lawsuit. So according to this ruling, the team can't move, at least for now. Now, where this will all go legally, what the ramifications are, is unknown. Browns attorneys indicate that they will try to get that injunction overturned. The feeling is that Browns management still feels that they're headed to Baltimore. Michael Jackson on the reception. Carnell Lake made the stop. Well, that is referring to the injunction from the local court. And a look at the Cleveland Plain Dealer. Yesterday, the Browns told stay put, but there are so many legal situations involved. It's just hard to figure out what is going on.
Yeah, well, then I don't know about the legal ramifications, but I know the driver picked me up to take me to the Browns yesterday. He says, hey, he was all excited about that ruling, and he thinks they have a chance now staying in Cleveland. I don't know.
They have no chance. It's done. The deal is done. They're going to Baltimore.
Paul, after carefully studying all the legal ramifications, has come up with this assessment.
Judge McGuire now, he's
done. It's a done deal. They're going to have, on that helmet that they have down there, that big orange helmet, there'll be a crab on it.
It is a first down for the Browns at the 48-yard line. 17-10, Steelers in front of the Browns. Testaverde stepping up and able to release, incomplete, intended for the tight end Brian Kinchin.
You know, the only thing about Testaverde, the times that he's made things happen is stepping up front. Now, the pressure is coming from the outside. You've got to get somebody up the middle of the field to get in his face. No one is there. Finally, Steve gets there, but it's too late. Testaverde already got rid of the ball. So if you're gonna come up in Testaverde's face, you've got to come up straight up at him.
Phil, how about the Browns passing on 10 straight first down plays?
Well, trying to catch the Steelers off guard. They were going with the short passing game. The Steelers changed up on them last play, took the short passes away.
It is a second down and 10. It's back to the ground for Biner. That's to the 48 in Pittsburgh territory on what is now a muddy field. Kevin Green and Darren Perry made the stop.
The field is really in a lot better shape than I thought it would be, and you can see right there a shot of 1-inch cleats, which most of the players probably have on, especially the people outside who run and make those cuts. You know, one thing I learned is Bill Parcells always said, men, have shoes that work when you go on the field.
Choose
that work. So if you slip, it's your fault, and I'm going to blame you. That's what he said.
3rd down and 6. The swing for Biner. Good spin, but he'll be ruled down short of the first down. Willie Williams on the stop.
Well, if he's short, here's a situation where Cleveland should go because they really have nothing to lose and everything to gain in this game. They've got to win the football game.
Really an excellent job by Ernest Biner, taking the pass out of the backfield and getting past that first defender and giving himself a chance to pick up that first down.
I think the mark was a little generous because of the roll of Biner, because his one knee was, I think, down, but then he rolled over and the ball was in his other hand.
Yeah, but he wasn't forced down. I don't think that would be the ruling right there.
Well, he was forced down because he was hit. And when he was hit, he's going down. So once you're hit, you are forced down. That was Willie Williams that hit him.
We'll see what happens
right, on the outside. Watch Willie Williams. He's going to hit him now. Just watch where the ball goes. Willie Williams comes up. Bam. Now that puts him down. Now here he's down.
First and 10 Browns.
Yeah, you're right. They do. Well, this does force him down. He keeps his balance. But right here it comes. Right there is where it should be down. But they give him the extra yard on the road.
You bet they did.
And a first down at the 42-yard line. Some nice moves by Horde to bring to the 35-yard line, where he was met by the collaboration of Kevin Green and Greg Lloyd.
Well, the other thing, too, is take a look at Testaverde now. Nothing long, Phil. Every pass he's thrown has been about 8 or 9 yards. That's the most.
Right. Very smart right there. The Pittsburgh defense taking away those outside receivers. Keep throwing it short over the middle. Make them defend that pass, too.
2nd down and 3 for the Browns, who come in with 3 straight losses, 6 of their last 7. Record of 4 and 7. Testaverde inside the 20 to the tight end, Brian Kinchen.
Same coverage that he threw an interception to in the first play of the game, but this time he learned something. He throws the ball a little low and makes Brian Kitchen go down instead of leading him, where the corner could come off and make a play. Look at it right there. You can see the safety, Darren Perry, coming up. The corner underneath. Excellent throw by Vinny Testaverde.
So the Browns on the move, first down at the Pittsburgh 19, Jackson 81 in motion. Leroy Horde slanting to the right, gets to the 15-yard line. Eric Rovati on the stop. This not a club, though, that has succeeded within the red zone. Yes.
You like that?
I love it.
Isn't that nice?
Well, that's the music from F Troop, so I guess that's what they get down inside in F.
Our staff going to all proportions to come up with that production value for you folks. 2nd down and 6. Testaverde in trouble. Testaverde almost got picked off. That was Chris Oldham, who actually was being played by Ernest Biner, it seemed.
This is the second
reversal.
Well, this is the second time that Testaverde has run out of the grasp of Kevin Green. And then to turn around and get away after Testaverde does here. Watch, Kevin Green from the left-hand side of the screen. He comes in. Testaverde spins back to the outside. But look at the pass he makes to Biner. I mean, this is crazy. There's a guy there.
Look what happens on the outside. Vinny Testaverde buying himself a lot of time to throw the ball down the field, but a good job of the defensive backs staying with the wide receiver.
It's a 3rd and 6, 12th play of the drive, a drive that has gone nearly 6 minutes. Testaverde took the pop but was able to complete for the first down. Michael Jackson on the reception, took the hit from Lloyd and Oldham.
These last 2 plays, that's the reason why this Browns offense is having success today that they haven't had in the past. Vinny Testaverde giving himself a little extra time. Look at that, under pressure. He's a big, tall quarterback, able to stand in there and give his receivers that extra second to get open.
Now you would think that the defense is going to set somebody in the middle short because they're not throwing any balls downfield. Take a look at there's Lloyd coming out of Michael Jackson, but they're a little bit late.
First and goal up the 8. Biner fumbled, but it carried out of bounds. So Biner with a break. as the Browns maintain possession.
Well, big break for the Cleveland Browns. They've been throwing a lot on first downs. Now they change up with the run. And watch right here. Willie Williams comes up, makes the good hit. Ernest Biner's lucky that ball didn't go in the end zone.
Boy, did you see what Ernest Biner did, though? He reached for the ball and knocked it back out of bounds.
And check that out. Ernest Biner has certainly been able to hold on to the football as you look at that listening, a guy who has not put it on the ground in recent seasons. Here is Biner. Let's see if no indication yet on the touchdown.
They're calling his knee down before he puts the ball into the end zone. Biner makes some excellent moves right at the line of scrimmage, but they're saying his knee is down. Watch the moves he makes. This ball is supposed to go off tackle. He gets not there. Back outside. It's not there. Now he cut back inside. He's down before the ball reaches the goal line. And you've got to go when the knee goes down, but also where the ball is when the knee goes down. The ball's not over. The knee is down. The ball's not over. That's a good call by the officials.
It's a 3rd and goal at the 1, and the Browns have called for time. Coming up the 15th play of the drive. Well, last week the Steelers came back from 18 down. Today they're trying not to lose a 14-point lead. The Browns try to tie it up. 3rd and goal at the 1. Pittsburgh up 17-10. Testaverde to the end zone. Flag down. Willie Williams on the coverage of Andre Rison.
Willie Williams on the coverage. A flag on the play.
Pass interference. Defense, number 27. Foul was in the end zone. The ball will be placed at the 1-yard line. First down.
And what they're trying to do here is throw it to the back shoulder. Look right there, really a good try by Willie Williams. There's not much you can do as a defensive back when the quarterback throws it behind the receiver like that.
But you can't sit there and hold the guy with your hands. He had not only one hand on Andre Rison, he had both of them. The power is upset. Now, you know, he has to look out there and know in his pass interference.
Tim Gold is in the backfield with Tommy Vardell. And the handoff to Vardell, trying to smash his way, and again, across the field, a flag is down.
Eric Romani on the tackle. A flag on the play.
The referee, Dick Hantak, with the offside call against Pittsburgh.
That'll put it to the half-yard line.
Yes.
Well, we saw that graphic earlier. Fewest rushing touchdowns. Cleveland has 2 the whole season, and we saw that they were not very good inside the 20-yard line. Their offense, and really that's always a correlation to how good you can run the ball inside. They do not do a good job of running the football, and that's why they don't score once they get it inside the 20.
It is a 1st and goal from a half-yard away. That penalty call against the free safety. And here's Vardell. No indication.
I'd say he didn't gain anything.
Tommy Vardell, who's made it back from knee surgery, actually needed surgery on the same knee twice, getting the call once again.
Well, you know, Mark, and Phil, you know, when you're down here, you put the big back in there. There's not much that they can really do with these guys unless you're going to fake and throw the football. But I'll tell you what you need to do is get somebody that can move in that backfield and try to go wide with it.
That was Herman Arvey who was shaken up, offensive lineman. It will be a 2nd and goal from inside the 1. We'll take a break. You're watching the NFL on NBC. From high above, from the Goodyear blimp for over 70 years. Goodyear blimps have been making appearances over public events such as this NFL matchup. You know, guys, the Steelers have not had the ball in nearly an hour when you include the halftime break. It has been all Cleveland. 2nd and goal inside the 1. Browns try to tie the score. Testaverde off the roll. Testaverde runs it in for the touchdown.
Well, they're going to get the ball now. Well, I said, you know, one thing is to get outside with the ball. Well, didn't realize we were going to do it with Testaverde. That was just a nice run and a nice play call by Testaverde. The fake inside held everybody there. Everybody was jammed in the middle, and he could have walked in. Well, the way he runs with his speed, it looks like he's kind of walking, doesn't it?
And, you know, as upset as these fans are, understandably, about the Browns' departure to Baltimore, well, they're right with him here.
Yes, they are. And I'll tell you what, the other thing, Vinny Testaverde has come back today. It puts life and spark back in this team and the fans.
Crowd has reacted well throughout. The game is tied by Stover at 17. 16 plays, 73 yards. Cleveland had the ball for nearly 8 minutes. Cleveland are tied at 17. The Steelers have won the last 4 games against the Browns in the regular season, 5 straight, including the playoff win at 3 Rivers last year. And this may well be the finale of this great NFL rivalry between the Steelers and the Browns. Ernie Mills is back deep. Picked up by Fred McAfee, one of the up men, and he is hit down at the 20, and this is now a very emotionally charged Cleveland Brown team.
Benny Thompson coming down. Look at he's showing he's got a broken arm, and he said his elbow was dislocated. He said, but he told me yesterday, he said, put that camera on me because they're going to have to double block me with everybody all over the field, and I'll make the play. And here's a guy going down, making tackles with only one arm.
The Steelers starting out from the 21-yard line. It has been a while since they've had the ball. Impressive stop line from Neil O'Donnell. And it goes to the ground with Eric Pegram, who has been held in check.
You know,
Marvin Adams on the stop.
There's Art Modell's empty box. Well, that's his wife's box on that side over there, and then he's got another one on the other side that's empty too. But you know, the thing about this, when I was a kid, I came here to Cleveland to watch games, and it's really going to be sad because this will be the last Pittsburgh Steelers-Cleveland game ever played in this stadium, and that is sad.
2nd and 4 from the 27-yard line. The draw for Pegram. And short of the first down. Aaron Pegram has stopped.
You know, you're right, Paul. It's one of the great rivalries of the league, and I look around, and of course, I played for the Giants, and I think about some of the rivalries we had, and I think, well, the Washington Redskins, what would it be like if they left and we could go down there and play? The game has some great traditions, and they're losing a great one here, the Steelers and the Browns.
That says it right there, folks.
A 3rd and 1. Pegram has the first down. Well, you talk about this rivalry, and Pittsburgh was actually able to take the bus to Cleveland.
Sing it out, Roy, baby.
That's horse music.
That's good. Got it again.
I don't think that would be a bus ride, Pittsburgh to Baltimore. 210-yard distance for the Pittsburgh-Baltimore rivalry. It is dropped. Charles Johnson, covered by Antonio Langham, could not hang on.
It's an excellent throw by Neil O'Donnell. It's the same play through the Thigpen earlier in the game, and this time he throws it to the inside, and Charles Johnson not quite ready to stick his hands up and catch the ball.
Well, at least he reacted very well, because Charles Johnson, they found out about 4 or 5 games ago, Marv, that he needed contact lenses. And Neil O'Donnell said, I couldn't understand why he was jumping before the ball got there. Yeah. But now he can see the ball a lot better. Now you got to catch it.
Cordell Stewart is back on the field. Lined up in the slot to the left for the 2nd down and 10. And O'Donnell for Stewart. Nice catch by Cordell Stewart for the first down and more. Adams on the tackle. That is good for 32 yards.
You know, talking to Phil and I watched this guy last week and again this week in the warm-ups. He has got tremendous hands, Phil.
Yes, he does. And you would think the Browns would not let this guy run down the middle of the field uncovered, but right there they did it. You're going to see Cordell Stewart. Here he is in the slot. Mike Caldwell doesn't get enough hands on him to keep him from running down the field untouched. That's why he's so open.
And That is his second catch of the day. First down in Cleveland territory at the 37-yard line. Off the delay, Pegram trying to get to the outside, but Pepper Johnson was right there.
Cordell Stewart's able to get open against a zone coverage, which Cleveland did the last play. Let me show you what happens. Here's Cordell right here. He's going to run inside the linebacker. Watch the safety split. That's why he's so wide open. The linebacker, Mike Caldwell, lets him go inside. Make him go outside. It takes longer to get up the field. Then a safety can help you. Do not let him go inside.
He's running some great routes, and he's got great hands. May never play quarterback except for right now.
Second down and 8 at the 35. Stewart now on the roll from the quarterback position. Threw it across the field. And Bruner has a first down, run out by Gerald Dixon.
What a nice play, a tight end screen. I mean, they take Cordell Stewart and they roll him back to the right-hand side, to the right of the screen, and the tight end, he blocks, and he gets back up, and then bang, look at this. Outside, oh, that's great.
Excellent job right there. Let's take a look at Neil O'Donnell. Here he is, the wide receiver, going down. Oh, nice spin move, Neil. Hit the deck. There you go.
And he probably went back and said, I was open.
I was open, that's right.
The first down of the 26. And O'Donnell back at quarterback, able to bullet it to the backup tight end, Jonathan Hayes, taken down by Carl Banks. Now, Phil, I know in your quarterback days, you could have visualized yourself in the role of a receiver shifting out on the wing as Neil O'Donnell.
No, I couldn't. I don't dream of things like that, Marv. No. I wanted to stay underneath the center. That's where I felt comfortable. And yeah, I know Paul's laughing.
We saw the play. They threw one to him.
They threw me a pass.
They threw a pass. Old board hands dropped it.
Second and 4 at the Cleveland 20. Steelers and Browns tied at 17 with 2:20 left in the third.
All movement by the offensive guard, the left guard. Tom Newberry?
No, I think John Jackson coming in, number 65. A little anxious on that play.
Yeah.
Ball starts. Offense, number 65. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
I'll tell you what, you know, we talked to Cowher yesterday. Watch the pre-snap. Here it is, the movement by the tackle. But I'm telling you, when you're talking to Cowher, he's saying about this team, look at these penalties. I mean, these guys, but the pre-penalties, and the offensive line penalties, this is driving this guy crazy.
John Jackson making his return today following the knee surgery, getting back into it. Second and 9. And O'Donnell's pass caught by Bruner, but just a short pickup. Adams on the tackle. Bruner would not go down.
Well, that was a good job of the Cleveland defense, knowing the protection scheme of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Watch here. You're going to see the linebackers come. Here's Bruner, breaks out. A good job of the safety coming over and making the tackle before he has a chance to turn up the field. That's what these coaches do late at night. They figure out the blocking schemes of the offense. They blitz it, knowing you got to throw those short passes, and you tackle for a 1-yard gain.
10th play of the drive, and Stewart is slot left.
Comes the blitz.
O'Donnell is caught by Charles Johnson. His first reception of the day. Did it in traffic. Langham made the tackle. It's a 15-yard pickup for a first down.
Two things happened on this play. First of all, the offensive line picked up the blitz, and then Neil O'Donnell waited and made a perfect pass over the middle. But the key to this whole thing is you see Charles Johnson coming in here. He catches the ball. He turns Antonio Langham around. But the fact that offensive line sat in there and picked up the blitz, and he stayed there, didn't hit the hot man.
Pittsburgh, one of the best in the league at picking up the blitzes and giving the quarterback time to throw it down the field.
First and goal down at the 9. 37 seconds left in the third, and a timeout taken by Pittsburgh. But that is a National Hockey League game that is being played at Public Square, downtown Cleveland.
That's one of the small rinks, though, you know what I'm saying? They got little kids on their team.
As we welcome you back to Cleveland Stadium, 37 seconds left in this third quarter. A first and goal down at the 9 for the Steelers. The 11th 6.5 for the season.
Coverage sack, Phil. I mean, he had no one to throw the ball to.
Well, it's a little blitz by the Cleveland Brown defense, and you're going to see it inside here. The line gets it confused on who has who, and it lets Rob Burnett come free right there, untouched, able to get Neil O'Donnell. But a good job, Paul, like you said, down the field, covering the wide receivers on a blitz.
Second and goal at the 19. Stewart in motion. Time running down to the 3rd. O'Donnell able to complete to Pegram. And Pegram pulls his way inside the 10 as this 3rd quarter comes to a close. We'll be back after these messages from your local station. This 4th quarter, Marv Albert, Paul McGuire, and Phil Simms from Cleveland Stadium. A most unusual 3rd quarter. 2 possessions. Browns had it for 16 plays. The Steelers 12 plays to the end of the quarter, and this series continues here as we start the 4th. It is a 3rd and goal at the 9-yard line.
Pittsburgh has to keep it for 59 more seconds of time.
O'Donnell to the end zone. Broken up. Dixon, number 51, got a piece of it. The pass intended for the tight end, Mark Bruner.
Dixon gets a piece of it, but Stephon Moore was going to intercept it. If Dixon doesn't knock the ball down, watch 51. If he doesn't knock the ball down, watch right behind him. See Stephon Moore? He was just sitting there waiting on the ball.
Bad decision by Neil O'Donnell. He was very fortunate to get away with this non-interception. There you see Charles Johnson. He was wide open over the middle. Neil O'Donnell did not see him.
A 27-yard attempt for Norm Johnson earlier, hit from 33. Last week, hit from 50. And Johnson's kick is right through. So the Steelers regain the lead. Pittsburgh 20, Cleveland 17.
Back and look at the 3rd and goal the Steelers had. Here's Charles Johnson up top. Mark Bruner, the tight end's going to go this way. He's going to come underneath between the safeties right there, and you watch. Nobody will cover him. Neil O'Donnell, though, must have predetermined to go backside before the ball was snapped. Did not see Charles Johnson uncovered. These are the kind of plays, Paul, when you watch the films on Monday, you go,
Get sick.
wow, I should have never done that.
Get sick to your stomach.
Yeah. But Neil's had an outstanding day so far, so I don't think that one play should.
Hyder and Hunter awaiting the kickoff from Johnson. The Steelers have lost 12 of the last 13 games here in Cleveland. That dates back to 1982. And it is Byron. Tripped up, able to keep going. So the Browns back to the offense. And we'll be back in just a moment. Well, as always, the dog pound is after.
I mean, I just want to know, with all of these masks, what are they going to do with them after this year? Where do you go?
That's a question, I believe, that has been posed for the very first time. I'm off the pitch. Leroy Horn. Stop back behind the line.
Leroy Horn, the ball carrier. The tackle by Joel Steed.
And Joel Steed on the tackle.
We'll take a look at the possessions today the Cleveland Browns have had. After the 2 turnovers, they were stopped on a 3rd down pass. And look at those last 3, 13, and 16. The offense doing an excellent job. And really, I have to, as I sit here and say, that the big difference for this offensive team today has been a Testaverde at quarterback.
And Testaverde facing the pressure. Kevin Green right on the scene brings up a 3rd down for the Browns. Let's check in with Jim Gray. Jim?
All right, thank you very much, Marv. I'm with Dan Rooney, the owner of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Mr. Rooney, as this winds down, it's been one of the greatest rivalries in the history of the NFL. You have stated that you're against the team moving. Can you just kind of give us your thoughts and the sadness you must be feeling now?
Well, I think that tonight shows the excitement and the enthusiasm of both teams, the crowd. I mean, this has just been a tremendous game, and, you know, I think that the crowd is what does it. I mean, you look at the times that we win in Pittsburgh and they win in Cleveland, the crowd, no question, has much to do with it.
You are a no vote against this move. Do you feel as though there are enough owners who feel like you, and do you feel as though there are enough owners that would willing to take the litigation?
Well, I think there's a lot of things that have to be worked out. I think we have to wait to see what the league investigation shows. I think that at that time when we get in and see what they're saying, see what other possibilities are, I think that's when people will determine what they're going to do. I think that we have to look at each one of these things by themselves alone. You can't say that, you know, we did something for the St. Louis Rams, then they just fall in here. I don't think it's the same situation.
Mr. Rooney, can you do anything right now to encourage the fans of Cleveland who have been so loyal?
Well, I think that they won the injunction the other day. I think that that's a step for them. I think that seeing this game the way they're seeing it is something really special. I am really glad that they are back into the game and, you know, really excited about it and cheering for Cleveland. I hope the outcome is going to be on our side, but, you know, this is the way it goes.
Mr. Rooney, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it.
Nice to be with you, Jim. Marv?
All right, Jim. By NFL rules, Art Modell needs votes from 23 of the league's 30 owners in order to make the move. 4 owners already on record that they'll vote no, and at least 2 have said they will abstain. Several others are undecided. That's the way things stand today. 3rd down and 9 at the 43. Steelers up by 3 points. And Testaverde intercepted by Chris Oldham. So the Steelers get it back.
Well, Vinny Testaverde right there looked to his right the whole way. Chris Oldham has nobody to cover. Watch him drop back to your right of your screen. He just starts right back in the way of the in route, makes a good interception.
First interception of the season for Oldham. Testaverde intercepted for the 2nd time today. He's 18 of 30, 163 yards. Chris Oldham, first interception of the season, his first since 1990. And the Steelers, there's Chris, back to the offense, starting at the Browns 45 with 12:40 left in this 4th quarter. Pittsburgh up by 3. O'Donnell with the long look going deep to Thigpen. And Thigpen drawing the double coverage.
You know, in the past, we've talked about the Pittsburgh Steelers, smash mouth football, run the ball at you. They do all that stuff. Look at this, folks. 20 rushes for 21 yards, 1.1.
Well, it just goes to show you this new Steelers offense. Stop the running game. They're not defeated. They can still come out and make it happen in the passing game, and that's what they've done so far today.
All right, the man they call Slash for quarterback slash receiver, Cordell Stewart, is back in as a receiver, lined up slot right. 2nd down and 10. And Morris pulling his way to the 40.
You know, I'll be honest, I sit up here and you just say Slash is in the game, and I get kind of excited about it. What's going to happen? What are they going to do with him? Is he going to go down the field, catch the ball? And I think that's the effect he's had on the Steelers so far this year. The players now get excited about the offense.
You were thinking Slash of Guns N' Roses there.
Yes, that's one of my favorites. You know, the one thing about him, though, when you asked him, Marv, yesterday, have you ever played quarterback any other time? Never. I mean, any other position than quarterback. He's never played anything but the quarterback position.
3rd down and 5, and you see Stewart in motion. O'Donnell getting the pressure. Through the hands and intercepted. Through the hands of Johnson, and now it is ruled incomplete. Rashad Adams did not play it cleanly.
Excellent read by Neil O'Donnell. He sees the right person to go to. He looks all the way outside. The problem is he throws the ball a little too high and in front of Charles Johnson. Almost an interception.
You know, Cordell Stewart went in motion, comes back and forth. Here's where the ball goes down. It hits the ground and comes out. But, you know, Cordell Stewart goes in motion, goes back. No one moved. They just watched him run around until he settled down.
And Ron Stark coming on for the 3rd time. Keenan McConnell is back. Handled by McCardle. 30-yard punt. 11:42 left. 4th quarter. They are getting ready security-wise for the end of the game.
Cleveland's finest getting a little overtime.
Well, there were some problems here last week for the Browns Green Bay Packer game with fans running onto the field, and they are looking to have everybody depart in low-key fashion. Browns take over at the 10-yard line. And Testaverde throwing for Rison. Andre Rison in a battle with Willie Williams.
Well, the ball came out. Did he have control of it? I mean, the Pittsburgh Steelers are saying he drops the ball. Here's Willie Williams on Andre Rison, number 80. He comes back to the inside. Here's the catch. Or is it? Does he come down with it? Now, I'll tell you what, that's a catch. That's a catch, maybe a fumble, but it is a catch. He's got the ball inside. Now the ball comes out, but he falls on it, so it's his ball. No one made a call, one way or the other. Not one of the officials made a call. There we go.
The play has been ruled a completion, then a fumble recovered by the receiver.
All right, these referees, they get together, they have these conferences, and they come up with the right decision.
That was the right decision. You know, when you're talking about the people running on the field, we saw that thing in the paper. It's a $1,000 fine. It could be a year in jail. Yeah, that'll be a whole new section. What are you in here for? Well, I ran on the field. I got 15 years, but I can get out in 8.
It is a 2nd down and 4 at the 16-yard line. 11:20 remaining in the 4th quarter. And it's Leroy Horde. Short pickup of Von Kirkland on the tackle.
Take a look at Vinny Testaverde today, passing by direction. I think the main thing that I see here, that he's basically thrown it all over the field, short and deep, and that is something he has brought to this offense today. Eric Sire had trouble getting the ball down the field. You see the 2 interceptions to the right, but Eric Sire had trouble getting the ball down the field. Vinny Testaverde does not.
And 3. Testaverde throwing off the wall, finding Rison for a 1st down. Run out by Willie Williams.
Well, this is a play a lot of teams in the league are using now. Sprint the quarterback out. You'll see Vinny Testaverde sprinting to his right. Andre Rison was in the slot, just running far enough to pick up that 1st down.
And he got booed again, right on cue.
Andre Rison's side as the high-priced free agent from Atlanta last year in the run and shoot. 81 catches, 8 touchdowns. Horde stopped by Kirkland.
Greg Lloyd on the tackle.
Vinny was telling us yesterday, though, when he wasn't playing with Zaire in the lineup during practice, he was trying to work a little bit more with Andre Rison. You give me the evil eye, Phil. Well, you didn't buy it? He was looking to see if they could adjust to each other?
I believe he was, and I think he's been a little too preoccupied with this whole thing. I got to get the ball to Andre Rison. If you're a quarterback, drop back, read the coverage, and throw it to the open guy. If he's the guy, then give it to him.
Like Michael Jackson.
2nd inning, the pitch, and by Horde. And Ray Seals and Levon Kirkland combined to make the stop. How would you react if a receiver, I don't know if there was anybody with the personality of a Rison on the Giants, but if someone were annoyed that they were not getting the ball from you?
Well, then I would be doing a bad job if they were getting open and I didn't get the ball to them. But also, a lot of times, if a receiver is good enough and he warrants it, the team will put in plays for him. So if the Browns want to get the ball more to Andre Rison, they will design plays, especially for him to get open. I don't think they've done that.
3rd and 6. The Browns at their 30. Testaverde with the protection, and it's through the hands of McCardle.
I'll tell you, that's just, again, is a case of good pass defense by the Pittsburgh Steelers and keeping the rush on Vinny Testaverde. He stepped up very well again. He had the time to throw the football. He just didn't hit the target.
Paul, excellent job right there of Vinny Testaverde moving around the pocket, staying in perfect position, and throwing it down the field. Really, Keenan McCardle had a chance to catch the ball for the 1st down.
Tom Tupa will punt for the 2nd time today. Back at his 15, there's Andre Hastings. Back at his 25. Hastings with the return. Along the sideline and then forced out, but a flag has been thrown. A 45-yard punt and an 11-yard return by Hastings.
Benny Thompson got clipped right by the sideline. You know, it always really bothers me because when I see a guy getting clipped, all of these guys have their name on their shirts. And I've said this before, Marv, if you see the guy's name, you don't hit him. Benny's, you know, he's got big things. Benny Thompson. Right across the back.
What happens if you can't read?
Now, well, there aren't many guys here from Morgan.
On the return, number 25, 10-yard penalty, first down.
There he comes. Look at this.
All right, that's Fred McAfee called on the penalty. Timeout taken. We'll be right back. In Cleveland, 8:52 remaining. Fourth quarter, Pittsburgh 20, Cleveland 17. And that is a reporter from WBAL television in Baltimore covering the proceedings. O'Donnell throwing off the roll. Bam Morris, the receiver.
This was a screen set up by Pittsburgh, but Bam Morris couldn't get out. Watch Bam Morris going to the left, number 33. Now, he's going to try to get out, but he can't. He gets knocked around inside, and then he finally gets free, picks up about 6.
Second down and 5 at the Steeler 28.
So, Bam Morris on the reception. It will be a second down and 5 at the 28-yard line. Pittsburgh leading. Morris, who is in there for Pegram. The front four of the Browns able to make the stop. We mentioned that Pepper Johnson lost his TV show sponsors pulling out. Well, Cleveland Browns sponsors have pulled out completely in terms of billboards, and this was all loaded with signage for the Browns, and they pulled it all after the announcement that the Browns will be headed to Baltimore.
Well, and the ones inside the stadium are all upside down and inside out, which is very easy for me to read.
It is a third and 4 at the 29-yard line. And O'Donnell able to swing it out. John L. Williams close to the marker. Mike Caldwell able to make the hit. Third catch for Williams.
Excellent job by Neil O'Donnell and John L. Williams. You'll see Neil O'Donnell look down the field. There's nobody open, drops it off underneath. And this is what a veteran, experienced running back will do for you. He knows where that first down is, and he gets there.
And John L. Williams, a long-time standout for Seattle. 540 catches, second all-time for running backs. Guy who's caught 50 or more in each of the past 6 seasons. He has been affected by a knee problem this year. Morris out to the 40-yard line.
Bam Morris, when we saw him against Cincinnati last Sunday, when he got 3 touchdowns, but this guy really comes to play. Watch him, this guy up over the top. He just steps on top. I thought he stepped on top of his own man, but he jumped over people. Bam Morris is the kind of guy that they really have to get in the game if they want to get their running game going. They only have 34 yards rushing.
It'll be a second and 3. Attendance here today, 67,269. So 11,000 no-shows. Morris for the first down. Actually, 11,000 no-shows, not bad. I think earlier in the week they felt there would be much more than that.
Well, yeah, they were looking at a huge, I mean, the people, they had rallies downtown, all the stuff that the people were not going to go to the game. But there are a lot of Steeler fans here.
Well, the short drive from Pittsburgh contributing to Steeler fans making the journey. And this, as we have been touching on, may well be the finale of this terrific long-time NFL rivalry. First and 10 at the 44. And O'Donnell throws it over the head of the tight end, Mark Bruner. And if and when the Browns do leave Cleveland, they will leave behind 5 decades of history. So Paul Brown, the Browns' first coach and general manager, Otto Graham, one of the all-time greats, Hall of Famer Jim Brown, who led the NFL 8 times in his 9-year career, and Hall of Fame receiver Paul Warfield, a native of Ohio, who had a couple of different stints with the Browns. It's one of the significant franchises in the history of the league. Jim Brown, a consultant to the organization on the sideline, as he has been right throughout the last couple of seasons. John L. Williams making the catch for a loss on the play, covered by Pepper Johnson.
The only good thing about this entire play with John L. Williams catching that pass is it keeps the clock going. Otherwise, I mean, he actually lost a yard and a half on the play, but the clock is moving, and we're going inside of 5 minutes.
The Steelers on the first down play, Paul, we didn't talk about it. They've been running the football. Cleveland expecting run. Mark Bruner was wide open, but Neil O'Donnell overthrew him. Could have been a big play for big yardage.
And Cordell Stewart is back on the field. Third down and 11. That's Mills in motion. O'Donnell. Ernie Mills, the man in motion, able to make the reception downfield. He picked up 26 yards on the play.
You know, Antonio Langham is hurt here. He's on the field, but I tell you what a throw and catch.
What a throw and catch. Here's Ernie Mills right up here. Watch the defense separate. He's just going to go up the field, and the Steelers love to throw these seam passes against zone coverages, because who has the inside receiver when he goes deep? You have to expect the safety to get over there and make the play. It's awful tough. Excellent throw by Neil O'Donnell, and a good catch and hold on the football by Ernie Mills.
Only the second catch of the day for Mills, who had 5 last week. Nice ball fake, and then Morris, who has run well in this fourth quarter.
Did you see him that time, Phil? I mean, as soon as they handed him the ball, he exploded. And this is what he was doing last week. You get to the end of the game when you need this guy to pick up some yardage, he explodes.
Bam Morris, we saw him early in the preseason, early in the year, Paul. This is a different runner the last couple of weeks than what we saw. Now he's hitting those holes, using his size, and just running straight ahead, and that's what he does best.
13 carries, 36 yards. This after Eric Pegram had difficulty getting going. Second down and 4 down at the Cleveland 25-yard line. Again, it's Morris on a slant, short. Or did he pick it up? Let's see. Right at the marker, Gerald Dixon made the stop. We're coming up on 3 minutes remaining in this fourth quarter.
We're going to bring in the chains for the measurement.
Well, you look back the last 5 seasons, and the Pittsburgh Steelers down the stretch have been actually the best team of the AFC and third best overall, and they are on that trail once again with 4 straight wins, and they lead the AFC Central by 3 games coming into today. Well, they are calling for the measurement. We'll be back in a moment. NBC's Thanksgiving extravaganza will continue with Jurassic Park, one of the most compelling motion pictures of all time from director Steven Spielberg. That's coming to NBC tonight at a special time, 8:30, 7:30 Central. And now Jurassic Park right here on NBC.
I love to see that. I'd be driving home. Have you seen it?
Yes, I have. Very good, exciting, and watched it with my kids. Of course, I got about 3 or 4 punches from the kids every time they got scared by the dinosaurs, but that was okay. Scared me too. But you know, I want to say this about the Pittsburgh Steelers offense, and Paul, we talked about it during the break. Pegram comes in. It's a slow field. You can't really dance around and get outside. So the offense now for the Steelers, they change up. They bring in their power running back, and Bam Morris is having success. They've eaten up 5 minutes of this clock, keeping the ball away from Cleveland.
And now the Steelers have called for time.
Well, the Cleveland Browns took a timeout, and that was after the measurement. And the Pittsburgh Steelers were on the sideline. Now, Neil O'Donnell was over there, and they were laughing. He and Cowher were kind of laughing around. And then Neil comes back out, and he calls timeout.
And that is their final timeout. The Steelers, incidentally, on the measurement were short of the first down. It'll be a 3rd and about a half yard to go. A look from up above from the Goodyear blimp, based about 50 miles south of Cleveland, near Akron, Ohio. Thank the folks operating the blimp. 3 minutes, 2 seconds to go in this fourth quarter. Pittsburgh with a 20-17 lead on Cleveland, and they have a 3rd and a half yard at the 22.
I'm really trying to understand why Cleveland took the timeout. 3rd and short. You have to think the Steelers are going to get a first down right here. 3 minutes to go. I would save those timeouts and use them for my last drive in case they have to kick a field goal here.
There's Morris first down.
So I was going to say, on the last play, they ran Bam Morris kind of off tackle on a slant play where he's not really that effective. What you have to do with a guy like Bam Morris is get him going straight ahead, get his shoulders square to the line of scrimmage, and it's very difficult to stop him.
This is a 40-second.
And now the Browns take a timeout, so they are down to 1 timeout remaining. As I mentioned, the Steelers have used all their timeouts. We have 2:51 remaining in this fourth quarter. And looking ahead, big one
to be one of the best in the AFC this year. And I'll tell you, the twist to it is Vince Evans is going to play for the Raiders on Monday night. He's going to play Monday night. And I think according to how he does, we might see him next week. And he showed last week against the Cowboys he can be in there and make things exciting, move around, and really get the ball down the field.
We know he can throw it deep.
We know that. That's right.
Steelers first down at the Browns' 20-yard line. So the Steelers keeping it on the ground. They want that clock running. Final timeout is taken by the Browns. So that is it for timeouts. The clock is stopped with 2 minutes and 45 seconds to go in the fourth.
Well, you know, talking to Biner yesterday, Ernest, you know, they really feels that if they lose this ball game, they're out of it. But he said, you know, and you get in a situation like that, you've been there. You know, I'm not bringing up bad seasons, but you've been there. And what happens to the players now, you start playing the rest of their games they play for next year to get invited back to the team, because they will take a hard look at the guys that quit when you know you're out of it. And this guy, Ernest Biner, does not quit.
Well, I thought he told the telling statement of all when he said at the beginning of the year, when the season started, everybody was nervous, uptight. They wanted to win. They knew what they had to do. They wanted to get to the Super Bowl. And now the feeling around the team is they're relaxed. And that is never a good scenario for a football team when it gets relaxed in these situations. That just means they're willing to accept defeat a little easier.
One of the other things, too, Mark, sorry, is Testaverde said to us, I got to find out, and I asked him, what are you going to do about next year? He said, I got to find out what my status is when I go to Baltimore.
Yes. Second down and 8 down at the 17-yard line. And again, the good second effort refusing to go down. Bam Morris roaring ahead for the first down. He picked up 13.
Now, this is what I'm talking about. You just hit him straight up and down, get his shoulders square, watch the explosion. And when he comes through that hole, look out. Here he comes. Hit, spin, hit, another turn. He almost got the touchdown. Yes.
Sets up a first and goal down at the 6. And Bam Morris has been a very important factor in this fourth quarter. The Pittsburgh running game not able to get going until the fourth. 2 minutes to go in the fourth. Jacobs Field, the home of the Cleveland Indians. The Pittsburgh Steelers with a 20-17 lead on the Cleveland Browns in what appears to be the next to last home game in the franchise history of this proud Cleveland Brown Ball Club. And the finale between the Steelers and the Browns. Bill Belichick's team has lost 3 straight, 6 of the last 7. Pittsburgh has won 4 in a row. It's a first and goal.
They will take a knee. 3 straight.
6-yard line.
It's what they should do. Take the knee. Don't take a chance of fumbling. Let this clock run out. Doesn't matter if you win 23, 27 to 17. You just won the game.
And the time permitting, we will be switching you following the Browns and the Steelers to Houston for the conclusion of the Broncos and the Oilers. The Oilers in front 42-27 in the fourth quarter. Of course, John Elway, the master of fourth quarter comebacks, 36 in his career, and we're told that Elway has just thrown a touchdown to cut the gap. As you see, once again, the Steelers take a knee.
Not a surprise. I would think Houston could be in trouble. You never know. John Elway that's where he's his best, when he gets behind and he's in the shotgun formation in those type of situations. And Houston, if they get the ball back, they need to get some first downs to get rid of it.
There is the latest from Houston. Oilers will meet the Steelers next week in Pittsburgh. The Steelers took over with nearly 9 minutes remaining in this fourth quarter. They have controlled the clock, and the Browns have no timeouts remaining. Down to 35 seconds. Neil O'Donnell, 21 of 30, 251 yards, 1 touchdown. Bam Morris able to turn it around on the ground in the fourth quarter. And the Pittsburgh Steelers have defeated the Cleveland Browns to make it 6 straight wins over the Browns, including the playoff victory last year at 3 Rivers. So the Browns in a comeback but fall short, and the Steelers go to a record of 8-4, and the Browns to 4-8. Don Criqui, Bob Golick will have all the action from Houston as we switch you to the Denver Broncos and the Houston Oilers. We say so long from Cleveland.
Larry, Curly, and Modell, the 3 Stooges. Well, hey, the Browns fans, you're the greatest. Maybe something could be worked out, but would this be the last time that the Cleveland Browns would host the Pittsburgh Steelers? Vinny Testaverde tried to come back. Remember, he lost 3 times to Pittsburgh last year. He got the start today. Willie Williams with the interception. His 4th of the year leads to a field goal, 3-0. Bill Belichick and the Browns not so Natalie clad these days. Leroy Horde fumbles the football. Willie Williams falls on it for Pittsburgh. He's everywhere.
Yeah, you see the great stick here by number 40, Myron Bell. Jars the ball loose right there. Williams makes the nice recovery.
And Neil O'Donnell, who has been hot, back to pass. You've heard a lot about rookie Cordell Stewart. For the first pick, tight end rookie Mark Bruner, 12 yards, 10-0 Steelers. And you can see the difference in the team's fortunes. O'Donnell with a 10-3 lead. And now it's Cordell Stewart at quarterback. The pitch to Bruner. You'll be seeing this combination eventually. Same drive, O'Donnell back in. 37 yards. Just needed a breather to Yancey Thigpen inside the 5. 2 plays later, it's Bam Morris, 1 yard, 17-3 Steelers and a laugher. But with everything going on, the Cleveland Browns dug deep. Testaverde to Michael Jackson, 11 yards. It's 17-10, Tom, and Jackson knows the turf.
Yeah, you see the grass is a little bit damp here. It's wet. Jackson slips, but Randy Fuller does worse than slip. He fell down.
That was the Randy Fuller 4, and it's 17-10 at the half Steelers. Testaverde to Brian Kinchin, 16 yards. 3rd and 6. Testaverde to... Well, we're a little off today, but Jackson makes the catch inside the 10. Testaverde to Andre Rison. What is it? It's a flag. Willie Williams, he's everywhere. But this time gets the flag, sets up 2nd and goal. And that vaunted running game of Vincenzo himself. He's in. And the Browns have the Steelers at 17. One last time in front of the home folks to try and get rid of their hated rivals. Only the 3rd rushing touchdown of the season for Cleveland. It's bad when Vinny is one of them. Now O'Donnell. To Cordell Stewart. / quarterback / wide receiver / return man / water boy. And it sets up a field goal, 20-17 Steelers. O'Donnell, one of the Mills brothers. Ernie makes the catch, 26 yards. Steelers converting 3rd down to the drive. Bam Morris plows ahead. And the Browns never got the ball back. They were game. Their fans were game. But the Steelers, 16 plays, 8:52 to end the game, culminating deep in Cleveland territory. A good try by Cleveland, but Pittsburgh just the better ball club and a team on the roll at 8-4. They win it by the count of 20-17. When we return,